welcome to another KATcast. Kevin Hilley along with Hilley Hart, and one more week without our buddy Jordan J. He will be back for next week's KATcast, which we're very happy about.
Which I'm sure he probably won't tell us all about baby on this one. We'll probably talk about Thanksgiving on that one. But, we will get all of the baby details, though.
But speaking of Thanksgiving, we are talking about food today, and specifically foods we don't like. That's one thing Aaron and I have in common. There's a lot of foods we don't like.
It's a hard pass, yeah.
Yeah. Now, it's funny. They're not the same foods.
No.
I hate some things. She hates some things.
Right.
But that's it's a very negative KATcast day.
It is.
That's the best way to put it.
And not necessarily foods you may come across at Thanksgiving. That's really not the point, even though you might come across some at Thanksgiving that you're like, ooh, those are gross. But just foods you don't like in general.
In general, yeah.
Like for me, pickles. Throughout my entire childhood, adulthood, people have been like, oh, but here, you got to try these pickles. No. It's not just the taste of them, which I think are just gross. I
got to tell you, though, Aaron's hatred of pickles, revulsion, yes, of pickles is an endless source of amusement for me. Oh, because I'm always sort of poking the bear with pickles and stuff with her, you know.
Because, I mean, just the smell even.
Yeah.
Oh, it's enough to knock you over.
I was telling her,
so gross.
We just got a big jar of Vlasic with the dill spears, and right out of the jar, he's like,
oh, yeah, we just bought a new jar. And I'm like, yeah, you should do yourself a favor. Just throw them away. Just do yourself a favor. You don't need those. It's gross.
Pickles. But you like cucumbers.
I like cucumbers, yeah. Because they don't taste like pickles.
Is how pickles begin their lives as cucumbers.
That's great, but they don't have the disgusting, gross, briny taste of a pickle.
But the pickle's looking at Aaron going, but I used to be a cucumber.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. It's gross.
You take me to your cucumber cousin, I'll enjoy him.
Exactly. In a salad, fantastic. Little cucumber sandwich with cream cheese, delightful. As a disgusting, dirty pickle, no thanks. No.
I don't like cabbage. I am not a cabbage fan.
You and I have that in common. You
don't like cabbage either.
We don't like cooked cabbage.
I didn't know that. Okay. All right.
You did know that.
No, I didn't know that. I swear. But here's the thing. There is one form of cabbage that I will eat, and that's in like a Chinese egg roll. That's the only way I will eat cabbage. I don't like sauerkraut. I don't like anything else with cabbage. But something about being in an egg roll, it makes it okay. Okay,
for me, if it's raw. So if it's like in a salad, that's tolerable.
Right.
Why? Because it doesn't have that gross smell to it.
The smell.
My dad.
So many foods are smell.
My parents love cabbage. And like one of his all-time favorite things to do when he's doing his keto diet is he'll do a cabbage lasagna where he replaces the noodles with cabbage. My parents love it. You walk into their house and it just smells like a big house of farts. It's disgusting.
A house of farts.
It's so gross. It's like it just ruins it. Or he'll make this vegetable beef soup,
yes,
which is so good until you see him chopping up that big head of cabbage to put in there.
Right.
And I'm just like, no, you're gonna I would, as a kid, I would run and get a bowl of it real quick before he ruined it by putting in cabbage. If he would just leave the cabbage out, it would be the most perfect vegetable beef soup you'd ever have in your entire life. It's so good.
Is that funny?
But no, he puts that big, disgusting head of cabbage in there. Ugh, it's just gross.
Something my mom used to love, stuffed peppers.
Oh, I love stuffed peppers.
She would just devour those. And I because just peppers and like the big peppers with.
But see, you've come a long way because now you're eating peppers.
Hang on.
And fajitas.
Let me tell about the peppers in a second. But yeah, those big old peppers with the insides carved out, and you got the beef inside them and everything like that. I guess it's seasoned beef, right?
Yeah, seasoned beef and rice and
she loved
some tomatoes.
Those. The thought of that was disgusting. But one of the things that's happened to me over the years is my palate has changed to the point where I'm actually eating foods that I never used to. Peppers and onions. I always hated onions. I still kind of do, like raw onions. I won't eat raw onions, but cooked onions, light, not a lot, but like, something light. If I get a fajita, or like a cheesesteak, light onions and peppers. not hot peppers, but like, green or red peppers, as long as they're not hot peppers, I like them. So
back up a second.
Yeah.
Yes, our taste buds do change. I want to say I read somewhere it's either like every 7 to 14 years. It's something weird like that. Maybe it's every 7 years. I don't know. Our taste buds will change. So something that either we used to really love, maybe we don't like so much anymore.
That's true.
Or maybe something that we couldn't stand, we like now. I hated with a passion salad until I was about, 28, 30, somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. Because to me, lettuce tasted dirty. It tasted like dirt.
Interesting.
It didn't have like a crisp, clean taste like it does now. So anytime, my parents, you want salad? No, hard pass. No, thank you. It didn't matter what you put on. It didn't matter if you drowned it in ranch or whatever. I would taste that real strong. To me, it tasted like dirt. It was just not appealing whatsoever.
Love a good salad.
But now, I love a good salad.
Absolutely, yeah. No, especially with the crispy hearts in there. Mm-hmm. Those are just delicious.
And I'm with you on the raw onions. Raw onions, they just have like this, it's too strong a taste for me. Yeah. But if you saute an onion and kind of caramelize it a little bit, it's so good.
And part of it is a texture thing, too. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people have that. And I'm the same way with texture. Certain foods, the taste might be okay, but the way it feels in your mouth. I have a friend who, there were so many foods he didn't like, and they were all texture things with him. I like that, but I don't like the way it feels on my teeth or whatever. So there was a lot of foods he wouldn't eat.
For me, like you say cabbage, cooked cabbage, it's slimy. Same with cooked spinach. Slimy. It's gross. It's just something about the way you just pick it up and it's just all limp and dripping. It's just, it's gross. The husband can't stand pudding. If I make a dessert at home, he doesn't really care for it. Now, if it's a chocolate cream pie, he might make an exception for that. But if I'm just like, hey, I made pudding and, let's throw some Cool Whip on it or something, he's like, no.
How about that?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, young Jordan J not being here, but I'll throw one out that we know about him. Mm-hmm. He doesn't like pie. Like specifically warm, like vegetable pie, like potato.
Not vegetable, fruit.
Fruit pie. Cooked fruit. He doesn't like cooked fruit.
Something, he's like, I can't explain it. He goes, it's just something about a fruit
peach
being,
pie.
Cooked down. He goes, it just grosses me out.
And
I'm like,
so we're going to have some pie for him tomorrow when he arrives.
Exactly. Well, hey, buddy, bake the big old pie for you. Here's a cobbler. Yay.
But here's one for me. Mushrooms. I hated mushrooms like my whole life. And then in the past, 8 to 10 years, I started eating them. And
really?
I like them on a steak. Mm-hmm. I think they're delicious on a steak.
Sure.
So again, it's something my taste buds have evolved.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree 100%. Also, something that's really strong on my don't care for list, condiments. Don't like mustard. Don't like ketchup.
There's only like 2 condiments you like.
Yeah. 3 technically.
Barbecue sauce,
ranch dressing, and salsa.
See, don't get Erin started on ketchup. Ketchup and mustard. She will.
So gross.
See?
It's just so gross.
Well, now, let me ask you something, though.
Yes.
Do you like McDonald's special sauce?
No.
Oh, okay. Because that's technically ketchup and it's basically like Thousand Island dressing is what it is.
Gross.
Yeah. Now, do you like other types of dressings other than ranch?
I'll do like a balsamic vinaigrette or like a raspberry vinaigrette.
Right. Thousand Island, no.
No.
For French?
No. My dad's a big French dressing fan. And there's this salad that he likes up at, Isla Capri. Yeah. We get it at Brew Brothers.
Right.
And it's got, it's a really good salad. It's got, I want to say like pecans or walnuts or something like that, and the dried cranberries and, cheese and all this other stuff. And he's like, and I'll have it with French dressing. And I'm like, ooh, Dad. Why don't you just try it? And I'll get it with the raspberry. I'm like, just try the raspberry. Just try it. You're going to see it's so much better. Nope. He wants the French dressing.
Not going to do it.
Yeah.
Now, I know Erin, I love seafood, especially shellfish. Mm-hmm. You can't because they would kill you.
Oh, yeah, I'm highly allergic to
Do you like
shellfish.
The taste of them?
I honestly...
Shrimp? Has been so long
the
since
last time, I had it was as a kid, and, I started swelling up, and it was a big emergency.
That left the bed.
So I honestly don't even remember what it tastes like.
Okay.
But just looking at it and knowing, I'm going to have a really bad reaction to that is enough for me to be like, nope, don't like it. It's funny. You tell somebody you're allergic.
Right.
Honestly, they're kind of Like I've said to like servers before, hey, is there shrimp in that? Because I'm allergic to that, and they'll serve it to me anyway, and you'll see
they're trying
shrimp
to kill you.
Okay, but if I say, I really don't like that, just don't care for it, then magically there's none anywhere.
Grilled shrimp, man. If you tell me we're gonna have grilled shrimp, I'm there in a heartbeat. Oh my gosh, just love it. Shrimp, crabs. In fact, at Christmas time, we do a crab thing at our house. And, a whole table full of crab legs and break them apart and shrimp and it's like a family. We've done it for years, so we're gonna do that again this year. So I'll save you some.
I'll stick to like chicken wings.
And we would have wings too.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, yeah. Is there any meat you don't like?
No,
yeah.
We're from the country. Of course, we've had beef, chicken,
if it
turkey,
walks, you eat it.
Deer, squirrel, rabbit, frog, snake. I've had bison, alligator, all that stuff. Meat's meat.
I did not grow up in the country, and the first time I tried venison, didn't like it. I tried to pretend I liked it for the person that was giving it to me, but is it because you knew what it was? Because see, I'd had people forever be like, I don't like venison. Yeah.
And growing up, my dad and my brothers, they would hunt, so we always had. I don't know. We always had beef and venison.
I approached it with an open mind.
But I would even make our lasagna and our tacos and stuff with venison. And people who are like, I don't like deer.
Yeah.
They would eat at our they had no clue. They thought it was beef. And
I've heard
it's all in how you cook it.
I've had people say, it just wasn't prepared right for you. I get, and it wasn't so much, it's gamey. I don't mean that because I've heard that, it's too gamey. I don't mean that. Just something about the flavor.
I think it's people realizing they're eating Bambi is the problem.
I don't care
about
Bambi.
Kind of gives them a little, I don't, that's really not for me. But yeah.
Doesn't bother me at all.
And people I went to high school and grade school with, if you're watching this now, that probably wasn't beef you were eating. It was probably deer.
Just so you know. Hilley Hart comes clean.
Yeah.
So we're talking about foods that we hate or just don't necessarily like very much. And it's quite a list for us.
Okra is another one for me. Okra's kind of slimy.
How many years did she have that show?
No, that's okra, not okra. Big difference.
Sorry.
Big difference.
I try it every time. Yeah. You know what? I don't know that I've actually... See, there are a number of foods in that group that I don't think I've ever eaten. Like Brussels sprouts, I've never eaten.
Yeah, Brussels sprouts are just little cabbage. No thanks.
Okra. Things like that. So maybe one of these days I'm going to have to try them just to... Maybe over the holidays.
Well, why would you want Brussels sprouts if they taste like little cabbages?
I probably wouldn't. So
why would you try it then?
Because I don't know that they taste like little cabbages. I've never had them. Okay. They look like little cabbages, yes, but they might have a different flavor.
Oh,
I don't know. So I don't know. I'd be willing to try it, and if I don't like it, I'll say I don't like it. But so there's a chance. It will be on our holiday table, and if it is,
oh boy,
I might take a bite just to try it. But
you don't know what you're having on your holiday table yet.
It's the usual turkey and stuff like that, but I'm just saying.
Is there any holiday food that somebody would be preparing that you do not like? That's a long pause there.
I like green bean casserole enough.
You do like it? Okay.
Yeah. I think I like pretty much everything.
Cranberry sauce?
Is that the purplish stuff? Like it comes in the shape of a can, and then you slice it.
That's if you get it from a can, or you can make it yourself.
Yeah, no, not a fan of that. Not a fan of that.
If it comes from a can, make it myself. I don't care. Either way, I am enjoying it. It's delish.
You know what? It's funny. It's
basically jelly. What's not to like about jelly?
My wife likes so many foods. There's a lot of food she likes. In fact, as I'm thinking of this right now, as I'm saying this, I'm trying to think of a food that she doesn't like, and I can't think of one. She married this guy.
I was gonna say, as soon as she watched this, she'd be like, "Kevin, what are you talking about?" I don't like this
I don't like something. I'm not thinking of it. You're right, but she So she's this person who's willing to try all these different foods. Mm-hmm. She's married a guy who's like, I don't like that. I don't like that. So sometimes she'll make me something for dinner, and then she'll make something that she likes for herself that she knows I won't eat. So.
Kevin is such a creature of habit that there are times that when we want to go to lunch, there's times Jordan, Jay, and I are like, oh my gosh, we can't have, Mexican one more time, or we can't go out for pizza one more time. We can't. So when Hilley's like, I really don't know, guys. I don't think I have time. Jordan and I are like, oh, that's a shame. But secretly, we're like, yes. Because then that means we could go get Thai food, or we can get Indian, or we can get something completely different off the beaten path that we know he's going to complain about.
I did go with you guys that time to get pho, though. That was good.
Yeah.
Pho, whatever it's called.
It's pho.
Pho. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was, see, I did that.
Okay, that was once.
And we went to the Indian place, and I got something else.
Got the butter chicken.
Yeah.
Which is a good
and that
starter
was good,
for somebody who's never had Indian food. It's really good.
That expanded my palate a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of people, think Indian food's all just super, just spice, just real
nothing
hot.
but curry or whatever, yeah.
That's not always the case. So, yeah, if you're new to Indian food, butter chicken's a pretty safe bet.
Mm-hmm. There you go, for newbies. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah, but there's times where it's just like, man, we can't have one more taco.
No more.
Can't eat one more.
Can't eat one more.
We got to have a break. So when Kevin's like, or he'll be like, let's go to lunch. He'll plant the seed, and then like hours will go by, and we're like, are we eating lunch? Oh, I really don't have time today. Hey, thanks for cluing in the rest of us, because we literally sat here for hours. And now it makes more sense for me to go home than it is for me to go grab lunch and then come back and work more.
Nobody wants to eat lunch at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Gosh, dude, come on.
Actually, though, it's funny. Speaking of Mexican, I don't think I'd ever been to a Mexican restaurant.
You said before you came to Missouri, right?
Before I came, I don't think so. No, actually, there was one chain in New Jersey that was called Casa Lapita.
Okay.
And my wife and I, we used to go there from time to time. But I really didn't eat Mexican food. And of course, in Missouri, there's a Mexican restaurant around every
corner. We love our Mexican food.
Mexican and barbecue. Those are the two big cuisines. Okay. Well, you guys actually got me started on Mexican. So to the point where we would go like maybe once a week, seriously. We'd be going out to Mexican.
Yeah.
And my wife isn't a big fan of Mexican food, so this is good. I can eat all the Mexican I want with you guys and not feel like I'm being like I'm missing it.
Well, we rotate between like 4 or 5 different places, so it's like it's similar.
Mexican places, you mean?
Yeah, it's similar, but it's not like exactly the same.
Right.
Like if I, want a certain type of salsa, or if I want a certain type of steak fajitas or whatever the case, I kind of know which one I want to steer the other two towards.
And
in my opinion, they have the best.
We'll say XYZ. Such and such place has really good chips and salsa. Like we've been to them enough that we actually know the intricacies of each one.
If we want one that's a little more cilantro-y, we know where to go. If we want one that's got a little more heat, we know where to go. If we want one that's got a little more of a garlic base, we know where to go. So.
Well,
we're easy peasy.
What foods do you not like? Is there something you violently hate, or just not really a big fan of that? Would you want to share with us? We've got an email address for you there.
Well, I was going to say, is there any beverage that you don't really care for? Like if we go out anywhere?
I like pretty much anything, I guess. I mean, I'm talking non-alcoholic beverages. I
love how you have to decipher that with me. I mean, non-alcoholic.
Well, I'm just saying, because you like way more than I do. That's why.
Wow.
You do. That's what, I'm not slamming. I'm just saying that you like more. I'm more a beer guy than anything. That's all.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Could be wine. I'm just.
Yeah, well, wine too, But no, I'm pretty, as far as, I tend to stick with the same things all the time. Mm-hmm. Sweet tea, Coke, Sprite, lemonade.
He doesn't branch out much.
It doesn't. Yeah. So, but what foods do you not like? It's Cat Country at mailzimmer.com. If you want to weigh in, or really if you ever have anything to say about the KATcast or suggestions,
Yeah, definitely. If there's like a topic or something you want us to tackle, or something you want to know more about, just let us know.
All right.
We're easy to please.
Jordan J. back next week for the KATcast. Woohoo! And thanks for joining us for this edition of the Cat Country KATcast.